out there is having a good weekend and things like that. I got a few topics, interesting topics I want to talk about today. If y'all see me looking down, it's for me to stay on topic and on code with the the topics I want to talk about today, these particular topics. I probably won't get too many people right off the bat. If y'all don't get too many people in the live stream, y'all can check it out on playback. But the first thing I want to talk about is a PA crossing guard in Darby County was giving drugs to middle school students. Insane. She was giving vapor products and edibles to middle school students. And I guess they basically found out that she was giving these drugs and things to the middle school students. Her name was Kyra Lee, and she's now been charged with distribution of vaporizers containing THC and distributing marijuana edibles to high school students. And she also was a Department of Recreations person for a while. So who knows how long this lady has been doing this evilness? People in position that are in charge of taking care of kids. I really despise that misusing and abusing the trusted kids. You're supposed to be protecting them and being there for them, and you distributing drugs to them. That's insane. And she deserved to be charged up for this matter. And they also shut down a store in connection with this. I don't know if the store was supplying her with the vapes or the marijuana, who knows? But they also shut down a store in connection with this. I just thought this story was interesting because we hear this more and more nowadays. People that's supposed to be in charge of the well-being and monitoring their kids misusing and abusing it. This is insane. This must stop. And I'm glad, she did get caught. And hopefully she gets what she deserves, even the store in this case. But moving right along with Keep It On, I got another story I want to talk about. Anybody remember our brother Roger Forson, the Army veteran or the Navy veteran that was home in his own home, and race soldiers came in there and shot our good brother? Insane. What a cowardice white supremacist. He said that he did this because the brother was looking at him aggressively. Insane. How in the hell was he looking at you aggressively? See, with white supremacist race soldiers, they're in fear of black people anyway, so they shouldn't even be damn cops if you ask me. And they're just looking for any excuse in the handbook to just pull out and shoot a brother. He was in his house and the guy was hiding, didn't announce himself. He was hiding and things like that. So he didn't know. He could have been a robber or anybody in there to do him some harm. And then he shoots the brother. Insane. So yeah, so now he's saying he did it because the brother was looking at him aggressively. This sounds to me like back in the Jim Crow era where you couldn't even look at a white person or for that matter in the face, and then they shoot you or string you up to a tree. This sounds like that to me. This is insane. This guy has only been let go from the force. He haven't even been charged with nothing, as far as I know. The damn dirty race soldier for doing this to our brother. Because he didn't deserve this. He was home. Let it have been a white person home, and even though he had a gun, he didn't pose no threat with the gun. He just didn't know who was at the door. But let it have been a white person that this happened to, they wouldn't have killed him. You hear about this all the time, white people having guns and things like that, and then the cops just take them into custody. They don't go out of their way to kill. I just seen not too long ago where a white woman went in the police station with a gun, and all she got was taken into custody. But when it's a black person, they use that as a code to kill our people, which is insane. I don't respect it. And for him to say that our brother looked at him aggressively and used that as an excuse to kill him, that's a cowardice excuse. See, white supremacy is a cowardice system, man. They only truly attack people when they got the odds in their favor, or when the person, when a defenseless person that they know ain't going to do nothing. It's a cowardice system. And I don't respect it, never will. So moving right along with Keep It On, brother Wandell Pierce, the star in the movie Waiting to Exhale. He was one of the stars in Waiting to Exhale. He says he's been denied housing due to race up there in New York. He said one of his family members was going to Howard and graduated and got their first job up there in New York, so he went to get an apartment up there, and they denied him simply based off of race. He showed them his bank account statements that he had money in the bank, told him that he was an actor, and they didn't respect none of this, and still didn't, give the brother that apartment. And he said it was based off of race, and I agree. He said he even offered to pay a year in advance on this apartment. They still didn't, respect that. They still shot him down, and they said it was because he had too many gaps in his work history. But he was trying to say he's an actor. All actors got gaps in their work history. This is something that comes along with being an actor. But he got money, and he got more roles to come, and they wasn't trying to hear it. They just denied our brother that apartment just based off of race. And this ain't uncommon. People do this all the time, but they try to flip the narrative as you got gaps, this, that, and the third, and it's all because they don't want to rent to black people. But it's crazy, but it don't surprise me. And I don't know what he's doing now, but yeah, it does sound like they did that based off of race to me. Because if it had been a white person, they'd have put him up in that apartment quick, fast, and in a hurry. And the brother even offered to pay a year in advance. Come on now. That definitely ain't right. Something y'all trying to flip the narrative is talk about gaps in the work history just to cover y'all behind because y'all can't come out and open blatantly say that y'all ain't renting to him based off of race. But moving right along, let me see what else I got to talk about. Yeah, this is interesting right here. I seen this one. A black woman down there in Atlanta. She has a business where it's called the Fearless Fund for Supporters, where she basically helps black women, give them funding and things like that. They cut her off of funding because she was helping black women. Insane. And I was been going to cover this story, but the reason I didn't because she got up there and started talking about minorities. See, black people sometimes they can never just keep it on blackness, focus on us. They always want to bring minorities and start talking about other groups of people. And I don't respect that. But apparently this sister has a business where she's helping other black people get grants for their business, and she was cut off and denied because they saying that it's discriminatory, her helping only black sisters. And that's insane, to me. But yeah, black people, sometimes we act like we can't just keep it to focus on black people and not bring other people, talk about peoples of color, minorities. See, other groups of people don't do this when they come to us. They focus on a specific group of people. They ain't worried about talking about no black people. So we got to stop trying to all-inclusive everything and, be about everyone else. We got to start being about our people, but they apparently denied this sister based off of that she was helping other black women business owners. And Al Sharpton was there on scene. Whenever you see Al Sharpton on scene, some kind of agenda being pushed. As soon as I see him, I'm like, oh, they going to try to all lives matter this, all inclusive it. These loans ain't just about black people. Because then she started saying, and that's the reason I didn't cover it at first. She was start talking about for every person of color. Come on now, just keep it on blackness. People act like they scared of that to just talk about black people for once in a while. What else I got to talk about? How many of y'all seen the story of that white man whose daughter was graduating and he let her shake everyone in the line's hand, but when they got to that black superintendent, he tried to jump up bad and put hands on the brother. That was insane. You know what I mean? He tried to flip the narrative that he done that because they had some kind of beef in the past. He had some kind of beef with this brother in the past. I don't believe that. That was just, for him to try to cover up and hide his racism, white supremacy. See, racism, white supremacy is a cowardice system. He gonna jump up there and put hands on that, grab that brother up from simply trying to shake his daughter's hand, which is the protocol for graduation anyway. That gets me angry, And he knew that brother wasn't going to do nothing because he had something to lose. That's why I say white supremacy is a cowardice system. That brother has something to lose, so he ain't do nothing. He let it slide. It couldn't have been me. I would have put hands and feet on that dude because he was coming from a racism, white supremacist standpoint. Like, Negro, don't shake my daughter's hand. She too good for you to shake her hand. And white supremacy only attacks when they got the odds in their favor or when they know someone is defenseless and ain't going to do anything. But so they said they escorted the white man out and, he got some kind of misdemeanor charges. He should have got for truly assaulting that brother because that brother didn't do nothing. He jumped up and put hands on that brother, which is insane. And that brother just, just was trying to do his job. And truth be told, they started talking about, oh, he ruined his daughter's, the white man ruined his daughter's big day without saying anything about the black person. What about the black person that was subject to racism, white supremacy. So don't care about him, but just care about the daughter. See, this is the kind of system we under. Everybody in the comment section was talking about, that the daughter's day was ruined. This dad ruined the daughter's day. But what about the black man who got hands put on him for just, trying to do his job and shake the hand, you know? And it's a cowardice system. It's going to eventually collapse because it's frail, but it's a cowardice system. They all get on cold with one another. That's why that guy didn't get no charges put on him, no real charges, because they look out and take care of their own. That his white supremacist brethren looked out for him. You know that. That's simply was the case. That was all to it. And that's just insanity that things are like that. But that's the system we under, That guy deserved to be locked up for that, putting his hands on that man. But they, just walked him out, escorted him like this was normal protocol. And how many of y'all seen what was going on with the brother Bun B? I guess apparently brother Bun B from down south, the trail rapper, he had somebody break into his home back in 2019, I believe. And what basically happened was, from what I gather, is that his wife thought it was an Amazon person. And so she went to get the door, and the guy must have pushed himself up into brother Bun B's spot and had his wife at gunpoint. Brother Bun B was up there on the toilet or something in the bathroom, they said, and he came down with his gun, hearing the commotion and the disturbance, and he shot this guy. So now, I guess, because this was before coronavirus, so now the thing just got into court, from back in 2019, and Bun B was in the courtroom, talking about it. He had to get on the stand, and he was talking about, what all went on, that his wife is traumatized. The brother actually started crying. I felt sorry for him. He started crying, said his wife is traumatized. They actually had to move out of their spot, and his wife is still traumatized from what went on with the breaking and entering, coming in there at gunpoint on his wife. And I guess the guy that done this was in court, so basically he was up there crying and stuff. And, people were trying to say he told for taking a stand. I don't think brother Bun B told. Bun B was, he was younger. He might have been in the streets and rapping street stuff, but, Bun B is older now. He an OG, he ain't got to uphold some street code. He's an old man now. He just trying to live life and live his best life. And people want to sit there. That's that Negro mindset. That's the mindset of ninjas. Oh, he's snitching, That's the problem with some of our people. They want to lock our people into thinking one way, like we can't never grow and elevate, from, we might have started off in the street, but just because you start off in the street don't mean you're going to end up in the street. Everybody should have or want to grow in life and not be, the same way they were when they started out. So Bun B, he got up there and he told what happened. I don't think that's snitching. So everybody talking about he's snitching, this, that, and the other. And, maybe this would have affected his career when he was younger, but he don't even rap like that no more. Not from what I know, Bun B. Maybe that would have affected his career back in his younger days, getting up there taking a stand because he was portraying that image. He was talking about that. And you got to be authentic. You can't just be rapping about stuff and you're not living it, because that ain't authentic. So, yeah, he got up there and told and did what he should have done. Who's going to, that's like anyone in the streets has to uphold them values of the streets. If you ain't in the streets, you ain't got no obligation to uphold them values. See, when I was in the streets, I would have probably thought that he was snitching, because I used to uphold street values, but I ain't in the streets no more. I ain't got to live my life to some holding up the street code or something that don't love you back. I changed my life in just the same way he did. He ain't got to uphold nothing like that. And that's the problem with the Negro mindset, of how white supremacy views our people as criminals. And some of our people even want to lock our people into a mindset of you can't grow and you can't change and elevate your mindset. That just ain't the way things is. Everything must grow. If you ain't growing, you stagnant. And maybe brother Bun B would have hurt his career back in the day because of this, because he was portraying to be gangster. But he did what he was supposed to do, and he protected his wife. He fired on the man, and he ain't no snitch. He did what he was supposed to do. Anyone what are you supposed to just stand around and let people, hurt innocent people, women, children, old folks, defenseless people in society? Nah. If you see something, me personally, I'm gonna stop it because I think some of our people got to get away from every time we see something getting it on camera and get more involved. But I realize everybody ain't that way to just, put themselves, in harm's way, so to speak, and want to stop something from happening. But me, if I see someone abusing an old person, especially a black person, or harming a woman, a black woman, this, that, and the other, I'm gonna personally get involved. But everybody's mindset, they psyche ain't that way. See, a lot of people scared nowadays, and that's where they always want to pull out the phone and capture footage of it, things like that. But yeah, brother Bun B did what he was supposed to do. It ain't no shame in that. He's still a man. Maybe if he was younger and got up there and took the stand and things like that, it would have affected his career. But he's a business owner. He's probably most likely a grandfather. He's up in age. He did nothing wrong. You know, it's just with everything must grow and elevate. And I don't think he's no rat or anything like that. People want to say that and paint him to be that way. That's just people that's stuck in a narrow-minded way of thinking. you know. But yeah, I hope everyone. I was trying to get it longer, but this live stream went a little bit fast. But I'm actually looking for moderators. If any of the family that been long time subscribers is trying to be moderators, reach out and let me know because I'm looking for moderators. I'm trying to start doing more live streams, and if people are trying to moderate the comment section for me to keep the trolls out, let me know also on that tip because yeah, just drop your name and put that in the comment section that you might be trying to be a moderator. But yeah, next weekend I'm going down there to the rally for reparations in Washington, D.C. I don't know if anyone has heard about that. June 15th, it starts at 11. I'm going to be down there. I look forward to being around all the good Black folks, being around the family, good energy, people on the same vibration, the same type of time. I'm going to be live streaming the event too down there in Washington, D.C., the rally for reparations. So if any people, is on YouTube at that time, tap in with me. It's going to start around 11, and I'm going to be live streaming the rally for reparations. I'm going to be getting footage. I think Big Daddy Kane's going to be down there performing. A couple brothers and sisters going to be up there talking. Yeah, so I'm going to get the footage of that, and I look forward to it. I got a hotel down there in Virginia, so I'm going to be commuting from Virginia up to the rally for reparations and things like that. So it should be a nice turnout with the family. I'm looking forward to it. And another message I want to hold on, family. I'll be right back. My nose is running. I got to run to the bathroom. My allergies really start to act up around this time. I'm back, family. I forgot to say, family, with the Roger Fortune thing, our brother that was shot, the military dude that was shot in his home, man, they didn't even charge this dude up, this officer, this no good race soldier that killed our brother. That really makes me mad, man. See, white supremacy, they just able to operate with impunity. Killing a black person is like a token or a badge of honor to these people, man. They should have had that no good bastard charged up. They let him go. This is insane. It really makes me angry though, man. Like, because it's a cowardice system that operates. It's like a welfare system, man, you could call it. It looks after and takes care of its own. See, anytime a white person, even if they ain't got no money, they got a gazillion dollars worth of whiteness that they can cash in at any time they want. This no good race soldier killed our brother, man. And they just let him go off. I guess they let him go off the force. No charges was put up on him. Where the charges at? He should be charged with a hate crime, trying to say the brother, looked at him aggressively. He ain't look at you aggressively. You just was looking for an excuse to kill a black man. You wouldn't have done that if it was a white man. That really burns me up, man. It's just a cowardice system. It only picks on the weak, and it only picks on people when the odds is in its favor. But a message I wanted to bring to the family was, hold on, I had it written down. A message I wanted to bring to the family was, Don't be the person, because I'm about to close out real quick. Hope everyone is enjoying their weekend, like I say. But the message I wanted to bring to the family was, don't be the person who says one thing and does another. See, a lot of people nowadays, they'll say like make plans with somebody, or do a verbal contract with people and then renege on it. They say, yeah, I'm gonna do this. I'll be there at such and such time, or I'll do that for you, and they never follow through. See, people's follow through game now in society is weak. People don't, stand for nothing. And only thing you got this one of the main things you got in this world is your word. And you don't want to be known as the person who just says one thing and does another, who tells people, yeah, I'm gonna do this for you, I'm gonna do that for you, and never follows through or shows up on none of it. See, this ain't the way life is supposed to work. When you say something and you can't do it, you're supposed to at least know that, let that person know in advance, well, I can't do that obligation. I can't do that, or let them know, period. See, nowadays people are just saying they're going to do things and they follow game is weak. You got to start following through on things. And me, I used to be guilty of this a lot, saying I was going to do things for people and then never following through. But nowadays, I built myself in such a way where if I can't do it, I'm gonna let you know. I'm gonna be straight up with you. Because when you lie, you only lie to yourself. If you can't do something, just be real to the person. Just tell them, hey, I can't do this. Don't tell them you're going to do it. Because most times that's worse than just saying that you ain't going to do it. You can't do it because the person expects that from you. And when a person expects that from you and you don't follow through, that hits a little bit more. So just be honest with the person and let them know, like, hey, I can't do that. I can't, and they'll respect that more. But nowadays, people are just not following through. And when you do find people that follow through and follow through constantly on their commitment to you, them is the kind of people you got to keep in your life. Them is the kind of people that's worth keeping. See, rarely nowadays do you find people who got a follow through game, who say what they going to do and be what they say, and then they show and prove in their action. And when we find these kinds of people in our life, these are the kind of people who relationship we want to cultivate and nourish with those types of people. Those are good people to have up in your circle. So you don't want people in your circle who say one thing and do another, because really they liars and they can't be trusted. You know what I mean? For the most part, you want people in your life that's going to say and be high value people. At least I know I do. They're going to do what they say and be what they say. And yeah, I just hope everyone out there is enjoying their weekend. And I'm about to get up off of here. Truthfully, I thought the live stream was going to last a little bit longer, but it really was nobody in here. I didn't know if I would get anybody in here, but to all the family, y'all can catch it on playback, and everyone enjoy y'all weekend. And tap in with me next weekend, June 15th, because I'm gonna be down there again for the Rally for Reparations, Washington D.C. I think it starts at 11 or so, and I'll be on there, and I'll try to get footage of all what I can. I gotta make sure I bring my charger with me. Have a good weekend, family. Stay safe and enjoy yourself, and get out there, and get fresh air, take care of your mind, body, soul, and spirit. Because that's our job. No one's gonna do that for us but us. Peace.